सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 10th Independence Day speech on Tuesday suggested a significant change in his politics since he occupied the top post 9 years ago. In this episode of Politically Correct, I will try to explain this shift in his politics as suggested by what he said from the ramparts of the Red Fort, and also in his reply to the debate on the no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha last week. Let me first take you back to his Independence Day address in 2014. Modi was then very positive and warm towards political rivals who he had defeated barely 3 months before. He said that if the country had reached such heights after independence, it was, quote unquote, because of the contributions of all the prime ministers, all the governments, and even the governments in all their states. Talking about the parliament, he said that his government was, quote unquote, not for moving forward on the basis of majority. We want to move ahead on the basis of a strong consensus. From the ramparts of Red Fort, quite proudly, I salute all the political parties, he had said. That was in 2014. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister was virtually exhorting the people to get rid of his political adversaries from the ramparts of the Red Fort, identifying them with corruption, nepotism, and appeasement. Dynastic parties are a disease, a deformity in Indian democracy, he said, adding that their life mantra is that their political party is of the family, by the family, and for the family. It was the first time that Modi chose his Independence Day address to directly attack opposition parties. Earlier, he used to take digs at past governments for their purported omissions and commissions and say that not much has happened in the first 7 decades after independence. But in the last Independence Day speech, he was much more direct, slamming family-led parties. At this point, let me take you back to his Lok Sabha speech, his reply to the to the debate on no confidence motion. What was unusual about that speech was his blistering attack on Indira Gandhi. While he has been extremely critical of the emergency imposed by her, seldom did he or his ideological patron, the RSS, make personal attacks on Indira Gandhi or question her track record in terms of national security. She has enjoyed respect and admiration in the Sangh Parivar for her 1971 feat. That was splitting Pakistan by liberating Bangladesh. While Modi has been critical of all Congress PMs except Lal Bahadur Shastri and Narasimha Rao, his criticism of Indira Gandhi was limited largely to the excesses committed during the emergency and the frequent misuse of Article 356. That was until he launched a no-holds-barred attack on Gandhi during the debate on the no confidence motion. There were broadly 3 counts on which he held her responsible. First, he criticized her for signing a treaty with the then Sri Lankan president, Srimavo Bandaranaike, in 1974, giving up India's rights over the Kachativu island, spanning barely 285 acres, launching a counter-attack on Rahul Gandhi for accusing the Modi-led government of murdering Bharat Mata, or Mother India, in Manipur. The Prime Minister said, who gave the island beyond Tamil Nadu and before Sri Lanka to another country? Was it not Bharat Mata? Was it not part of Ma Bharati? Who was there then? It happened under the leadership of Indira Gandhi. That was Modi. Both the AIADMK and the DMK had gone to court against the 1974 treaty. On the 27th of August 2014, when Modi was already the Prime Minister, then Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi had told the Supreme Court, and I am quoting him, how can it be taken back today? If you want Kachativu back, you will have to go to war to get it back. Well, if that was the stand of the Modi government in 2014, why would the Prime Minister rake it up publicly now and risk upsetting the neighboring country, Sri Lanka? I'll come to that later. Let's talk about the second issue on which Modi attacked Indira Gandhi. He brought up the Indian Air Force attack on helpless citizens in Mizoram on the 5th of March 1966. The Prime Minister said, Congress should respond if it was the Air Force of another country. Were the people of Mizoram not citizens of my country? Was their security not the responsibility of the Indian government? Modi's stance seemed uncharacteristic of him as a leader whose USP is national security. What were the circumstances in which Indira Gandhi ordered the IAF strike? Let me explain. The Mizo National Front had declared independence from India on the 1st of March 1966, attacking the Aizawl treasury and security posts. 5 personnel of Assam Rifles were also killed. The MNF's plan was to capture army and paramilitary bases and raise the flag of an independent Mizoram for at least 48 hours, because Pakistan had reportedly promised the insurgent group to raise their cause in the United Nations and get Mizoram diplomatic recognition. To prevent the MNF from overrunning Assam Rifles outpost in Aizawl, Indira Gandhi ordered the airstrike, forcing the MNF to retreat into the jungles of Myanmar and East Pakistan. At least 13 civilians were also killed. Come to think of it, if Modi was the PM in 1966 and there was the possibility of an insurgent group overrunning the outpost of a central paramilitary force and declaring independence, what would he have done to prevent it? I mean, one can vouch for it that he would have done virtually anything to prevent that. Did Indira Gandhi have any other option? That's for experts to debate. The third point on which he attacked Indira Gandhi was Operation Blue Star in 1984, which was carried out to flush out armed militants from the Golden Temple. Modi said Akal Takht was attacked, which is still in our memory. They had got habituated to it before in Mizoram. That was the Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha. It was the first time that any Prime Minister described it as an attack on Akal Takht. Modi's virtual disapproval of Operation Blue Star and putting it in the context of the Mizoram airstrike was surprising. The BJP has always done a tightrope walk on this issue, choosing to focus its attack on the Congress for anti-Sikh riots in 1984. Arun Jaitley had called Operation Blue Star a historical blunder and a strategic miscalculation. But his criticism centered on the Indira Gandhi government's failure to prevent the extremist hardliners like Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale from bringing arms and ammunition into the Golden Temple, and the government's failure to exhaust alternative options to evacuate them before resorting to military intervention. In 2012, when the SGPC had proposed to construct a memorial within the Golden Temple complex to honor those killed in Operation Blue Star, both the Congress and the BJP had raised objections. JP Nadda had then said that the memorial was unnecessary because it would disrupt communal harmony in the state. That same year, then Congress leader, Captain Arminder Singh, who has since joined the BJP, had pointed out that L.K. Advani had supported Operation Blue Star in his autobiography, My Country, My Life. Narendra Modi often attacked the Congress for the 1984 anti-Sikh riots, but his latest speech in Parliament was the first instance of him attacking Indira Gandhi for Operation Blue Star. On the face of it, it might look like a case of PM Modi giving it back to Rahul Gandhi, who sought to sling mud at his image of a strong and decisive leader by questioning his alleged inaction in Manipur. But let's look at Modi's remarks closely. It's not about what Indira Gandhi did in 1966 or 74 or 84. It's about Modi making his party battle ready for 2024. He hasn't declared any intent to retrieve Kachativu Island from Sri Lanka. He has only sought to deepen ties with the AIADMK, which remains the BJP's only hope in a state that sends 39 members to the Lok Sabha. It will also help the BJP bolster its credentials in Tamil Nadu when its state unit chief Annamalai is on Yenman Yenmakal Yatra. Modi might have kept silent about Indira Gandhi's 1966 decision to use air power within the country for 9 years, but he has now chosen to use it to show mirror to those questioning his national security record. He has also sent a message to the Mizo National Front, which remains a BJP ally, even though it voted in favor of the no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha. The MNF, by the way, had renounced secessionism to join the political mainstream after signing the Mizoram Accord in 1986. As for Modi's comment on the attack on Akal Takht, he has already achieved the desired result to a certain extent. On Sunday, Shiromani Akali Dal chief Sukhbir Badal welcomed what he called Modi's honest statement about the army assault on Sri Harminder Sahib in 1984 and asked him to follow it up with an unconditional apology from the government of India. With the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress drawing up plans to stitch an alliance in Punjab and Delhi, which together have 20 Lok Sabha seats, with the BJP currently holding 9 of them, the ruling party at the centre desperately needs its old ally, the Shiromani Akali Dal, to come back. Modi's Akal Takht remark is the opening the SAD might need to justify its return to the NDA. Badal has, however, raised the bar for the BJP with a demand for the centre's apology for Operation Blue Star. Will PM Modi do it? Demanding an apology from the Congress for anti-Sikh riots in 1984 is one thing, but offering an apology for the military operation to flush out armed militants from the Golden Temple would actually require PM Modi to reset his brand image as a strong and decisive leader who wouldn't brook even a hint of secessionism or separatism. Why I have gone into so much detail into PM Modi's attack on Indira Gandhi on national security issues is to try to show how he had changed since 2014, when he lauded the contributions of all his predecessors in nation building, all former prime ministers. Attacking Indira Gandhi on national security issues was a first for PM Modi. Now, let's return to his Independence Day address. Although the word nepotism started figuring in his Independence Day speeches from 2017, he used to say it in a general sense without linking it with his political rivals. In 2022, last year, he made it a point to clarify. Whenever I talk about nepotism or dynasty, people think I am talking only in the context of politics. Not at all. Unfortunately, this political evil has pervaded all institutions in Hindustan, the PM had said last year. On Tuesday, he specified that he was laying special emphasis on political parties when he was talking about nepotism. What was also new about PM Modi's Independence Day speech in 2023 was his reference to Tushtikaran or appeasement. Although he did not say minority appeasement, there was nothing left to imagination. BJP leaders have been accusing the Congress and other secular parties of playing appeasement politics or appeasing Muslims. PM Modi said on Tuesday, this appeasement has put a blot on our national character, our country's fundamental philosophy. It's the first time that he or any other prime minister for that matter used the word appeasement in the Independence Day address. In 2014, he had called for a 10-year moratorium on communalism, among other things. In 2018, he had assured Muslim, as he said, brothers, mothers, sisters and daughters that he wouldn't stop until he freed them from the evil system of triple talaq. He delivered on it the very next year. His 10th Independence Day speech signaled a change in approach with the introduction of appeasement or tuštikaran. Think of all these issues we just discussed. PM Modi's no holds barred attack on Indira Gandhi, his attack on dynastic parties, and appeasement politics, among other things. They set the tone for the BJP's campaign in the coming assembly polls running up to the 2024 Lok Sabha election. If Modi is not looking like the one in 2014, that's because he is leaving nothing to chance in 2024. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.